Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Salt Lake City Snowhawks expansion franchise here on Madden 25. We're here at the Caesar Superdome taking on the New Orleans Saints, who won in their Week 1 matchup against the Atlanta Falcons. Our Snowhawks come off a very nice win there, 23-17 on Monday Night Football at home against division rival the Seattle Seahawks, as now we're trying to make it 2-0. And that would be half of our win total from last season. But the Saints, a very good team here, even though they have moved on at quarterback now onto Russell Wilson at quarterback. They released Derek Carr, who has now moved on to the New York Giants, as the Saints a very good start here. As we're here at the opening kickoff, and we're now underway here in New Orleans from the Superdome. One of these teams will not be undefeated anymore after this game. The Saints here on the opening kickoff. Good coverage that time. They'll be stopped at the 26-yard line and bring out Russell Wilson, who led the Saints to a 38-24 victory, now 1-0 on the year against the Falcons last week. And now age 36, I believe, at this point. But a very good Week 1, 21 out of 31, 214, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions in that high-scoring affair, as they'll take over here at the 26-yard line. In this game, we're going to watch defense only, and then in the next game at Tampa Bay, we'll watch the offense. Wilson going to go towards the sideline there, has a man first play, and that's going to go up the sideline all the way to the end zone as someone was beat over the top here. That was Jamal Adams beat there in coverage and make it one play. Nick Westbrook and Keeney, free agent signing there from Tennessee. And Wilson, plenty of time to throw there in the pocket. Jamal Adams, not sure why he's there in man coverage against Westbrook and Keeney, but one play all the way to the house, 74 yards. The Saints jump up early. Now the Snowhawks take over on offense at the 30-yard line. Lucas McDonald, a very good debut last week, 22 out of 33, I believe. Just over 200 passing yards, a touchdown pass, and a rushing touchdown. Now 2nd and 13, incompletes. Now 3rd and very long, as that's only 4 yards to Tip Ryman. So we go 3 and out of the gate. New Orleans had that big play, and now they'll take over here at the 22-yard line, 9:17 remaining in the first. Hopefully we can neutralize them from at least, less than an explosive play here. Kamara there in the backfield led Week 1 in rushing, the only running back to go over 100 yards, as Wilson again hooks up with his man that time for 7. That was to Chris Olave there on the out. 6 catches, 76 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Olave there in Week 1. Now 2nd and 3 at the 29. Wilson has a man there over the middle, and that's going to be complete for the first down and 6 yards. That was John Herrera, first-round pick out of Miami. One of the top receivers in this past draft. Second one off the board. Now Wilson give their to Kamara for the first time. And a good play there by Mika McFadden, getting off a block, making the stop. 2nd and 6 now at the 40. Wilson's showing good composure early on. Going to dump that off for Kamara. Now Kamara up the sideline. He'll be forced out, and that'll go across midfield. The Saints now into Snowhawks territory, as Wilson takes the snap. And the throw over the middle there, and that'll go incomplete. Good coverage that time from McFadden, making an impact there. He had a good opening game here for our Snowhawks last week. Signed from the Giants as they released him after the preseason. And now Wilson fakes there to Kamara, going to roll out, dumps it off there in the flat. And Jamal Adams forcing the man out of bounds there for 4 yards. Now 3rd and 6 at the 44. Surely want to force a punt here, if not a field goal attempt. Going to dump that off for Kamara, and a big play coming downhill, as that'll force the 4th and 2. That's Rudy Ford, fan favorite here for our Snowhawks. And at the 40-yard line, they are just going to go for it here. 4th and 2. You got to like the aggressive play calling. Wilson has him in there at the sideline. That's going to be caught, and that's going to be a first down. New Orleans moving the chains more than halfway through this first quarter. Wilson, another drop back. Over the middle has a man there, and that's going to go for 13. Westbrook and Keeney, his 2nd catch. Now inside the red zone, starting this set of downs at the 20. Also another drop back here. Has a man to the sideline that hits Jalen Thompson going there underneath. I don't know if he knew the ball was coming at him. It kind of just hit him. But we'll take the incompletion as 2nd and 10. Wilson takes the snap. Darius Robinson giving chase. Now Wise also giving chase. Wilson able to roll out and scrambles up the sideline, slides for 4 yards. Thought we would get the sack in that spot, but Wilson a good job to evade and work out of pressure. 3 guys chasing him that time, but he was a little bit faster. And it's now 3rd and 6. Kamara motioning out. One second on the play clock, and that's going to go for a delay of game. And we'll take that one. Crucial penalty there. Now 3rd and 11. Backed up to the 21. Wilson fires there. Has a man stopped just short. 4th and 1 at the 11. Avonte Maddox there on the stop, and they are going to go for it again, staying aggressive. A field goal would make it a 2-possession game, but they're going for it. 4th and 1. Wilson, another drop back. Has a man over the middle for the touchdown. And a good play call there. Aggressive play call pays off for the touchdown as New Orleans doubles their lead now, pending the extra point. Johnson on the touchdown. I think his 2nd catch of the drive here. And the pass rush has started to get going. That time, a clean pocket for Wilson, and he fires a dime there on 4th down. Now the Snowhawks face a 14-0 deficit here, as we'll start this drive at the 25. 6 yards there for Benson. 2nd and 4, -3, and 3rd and 7. And we get 13 yards there for Marvin Harrison Jr. as we avoid another 3 and out to start. Another 13 for Harrison. 6 yards to Mo Ali Cox, now 3rd and 2 to start the 2nd. And that's going to be a sack. Anthony Nelson, former Snowhawk, our Buccaneers expansion pick now with the Saints, gets the sack there to force us out of field goal range. And we do punt it there. Touchback as the Saints will take back over here, already up 14-0. 10-16 here in the half. A chance to really force this game out of hand. Not the best start for McDonald and the offense. Wilson, quick one there underneath, back for Johnson. Fresh off a touchdown, breaking a tackle. Strong run after the catch that time, down to the 34. The Saints moving the ball at will here. I think only 1 carry still for Kamara. Passing it very heavy here. They will give it to Kamara this time. He finds a lane, tripped up a little bit, keeps balance, and brought down after 9. 2nd and 1 now, going heavy on the line as they will get back to Kamara. Sidesteps a defender there in the backfield, fights ahead for the 1st. And those Jack Gibbons on the initial stop that time. Now 1st down at the 44. Wilson takes the snap. 4-man rush again, as he's going to have to get rid of that one. I think that was DeMarcus Walker on the pressure that time. Now 2nd and 10. Wilson has a man wide open. And he'll be brought down by Maddox, 9 yards. That'll be a 3rd and 1 now. I think that's Herrera in motion. Wilson takes the snap. Has a man there open at the sideline. That's Olave. And that's going to go for 18. Big gain, big 1st down there for the Saints now. Wilson directly under center here. 1st down to the 35. Go play action. And that's going to roll out right into a sack there for KJ Britt. Free agent signing from Tampa Bay, coming off the edge there on the blitz. He had a nice pressure last week, and this time he gets home for the sack. This is going to force him back all the way to the 44. And it's now 2nd and 19. I think only 1 sack for our defense last week, maybe 2. Good to see 1 here. Wilson to the sideline there. And Gibbons a strong tackle, as that'll bring up a 3rd and 14. 3rd and very long. Really have to get a stop here on defense. Wilson out there empty, as they go with 4 receivers this time. Wilson takes the snap. Only a 4-man rush. And he has a man there tackle. Good tackle there by Maddox. I think that was Olave. That's 4th and 11 at the 37. And I think they're going to kick a field goal. 53-yard field goal is good, so make it 17-0 now for New Orleans, as our Snowhawks will take over here at the 30. Desperate for some points. 3 yards there for Benson. A penalty there against Tyrann Mathieu. 1st down now at the 48, maybe pass interference. 9 yards for Harrison, his 3rd catch of the day. Another one there for 11 now, make it 4 catches. 12 yards for Harrison Jr., make it 5 catches. And an interception by Paulson Adebo. And this game has not gone our way at all. Finally got something going there. 3 straight connections there for Harrison Jr. And then McDonald throws his 1st career interception. And now New Orleans here at the 45. And we're starting to look more like an expansion team based compared to last week against Seattle, as that time 7 yards for Westbrook Akine. Now it's 2nd and 3. At least McDonald got his 1st one out of the way. You don't got to worry about it anymore. Wilson empty. Quick one there for Kamara, as he hauls that one in down to the 39. Russell Wilson already over 200 passing yards in this 1st half of play. 1st down to the 39 right before the 2-minute warning. Wilson fires downfield. Nice ball, and that's knocked away by Dak Kitchens, rookie out of Oklahoma, 3rd-round pick, making a good play downfield. And now this will probably be the last play before the 2-minute warning. 2:06 remaining, 17-0 Saints. Our Snowhawks desperate for a big play. Wilson in the pocket going to the sideline again, and a good play on the ball, but KJ Britt knocking that one free against Johnson. And I'll make it one more play before the 2-minute warning. This one's surely the last one. 2:01 remaining. Wilson here on 3rd and 10. Going to dump that off for Kamara. No one in that vicinity. Everyone upfield as Kamara easy catch and run as he gets the first down into the red zone. The Saints absolutely pouring it on here. First down in the red zone. 1:54 left in the half. Salt Lake City sent some pressure that time. Wilson able to complete that one. First down inside the 10 now. First and goal. Wilson already 2 passing touchdowns. He's trying to make it 3 here. Has Kamara there towards the sideline. I'm sorry, that was Johnson. Hauls that in, his 5th catch already. Now 2nd and goal at the 3. Saints call a timeout. 2nd and goal, less than a minute now left in the half. Wilson on the drop back. Fires that one away. As now to be 3rd. 3rd and goal, still at the 3. Kamara motions. Now underneath. Has a man there. As that's Olave, and they'd say the ball across the plane. It was kind of a delayed call there on the touchdown, but making now 3 for Wilson. And Olave, his 3rd of the season, had 2 last week, now 1 here. We'll get another look and see if the ball crossed the plane, and it definitely did. Unfortunately beating, I think, Jones there over the middle, as the Saints just absolutely dominated this first half here in New Orleans. Extra point here to make it 24-0, as that one is up and good. 54 seconds remaining for the offense to make something happen. Salt Lake City here, 50 seconds to work with. Reception there to Eckler for nothing. Again to Eckler for nothing. And now 8-yard rush by McDonald, 2nd and 2. 14 yards to Harrison Jr., 9 seconds at the 44. And that is going to do it. So I do believe we get the ball to start at least, as we'll have it at the 43 after a penalty. So here in the 3rd quarter, 12 yards there to Mo Ali Cox, now at the 45. Another 11 yards to Mo Ali Cox. 4-yard rush by McDonald. 26 yards to Kadarius Toney down to the 4. 4-yard rush for Trey Benson, his 1st of the season. We get on the board, a quick scoring drive out of the gate. As we make it, I think we were going for 2, and then we got sacked. So it's 24-6. We fail there on the 2-point conversion, and that is unfortunate. So 8:28 now remaining in the 3rd. We do get on the board, luckily, but still 18-point deficit. It is still a 3-possession game. Wilson, his first drop back of the half, going to scramble and just throw that one away. Now 2nd down, Wilson takes the snap. As a man there, open Olave, and this will get the first down. The Saints now at the 46. Kamara motions out wide. Wilson out there empty, takes the snap. And he misses his man over the middle, incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. Wilson, clean pocket, time to throw, as he finds Johnson, and a good hit there, I think, by McFadden, forcing that one free, forcing the incompletion. Now 3rd down here. Chance to force the punt if you're Salt Lake City. Wilson has a man over the middle, just out of his reach, as Kamara diving for that one, incomplete. And the Salt Lake City defense forces the punt. The offense will take over here at the 17, trying to replicate what happened last time. 2 yards for Benson, 2nd and 8, 22 yards to Harrison Jr. He's got to be over 100 now. At the 40, -3 for Benson, 2nd and 13. And that's going to be a sack on McDonald. So now 3rd and 19, not what we needed. And only a 3-yard scramble, so we're going to have to punt here as that goes down to the 19. So 4:20 remaining now in the 3rd quarter. Our defense, pressure on him again here to get a stop. Wilson directly under center, gives to Kamara. Probably going to see more of the running game here as he stopped in the lane after 4. Now 2nd and 6. Wilson directly under center here in the I formation. And so fake it to Kamara this time. Slings that out to the sideline. Big hit there by Gibbons as Kamara hangs on now, 3rd down. Salt Lake City defense has stepped it up here in the 2nd half, but definitely have to get a stop here. Give your offense a chance to get some points. Wilson here, 3rd down, being chased as he's going to have to throw that one away. The Snowhawks forced the punt here deep in their own territory. A 5-yard catch to Mo Ali Cox to start, now 11 yards to Toney. And just like that, the Snowhawks now at the 32-yard line. Incomplete, now 2nd and 10. 8 yards to Toney, 3rd and 2 now. 6-yard rush for Benson, gets the first down. A 6-yard catch there for Benson. And now incomplete, 3rd and 4 at the 12. And we get 5-yard rush there for McDonald. 1st and goal at the 7 here as we start the 4th quarter. Incomplete pass, now 2nd and goal. 3-yard rush from Benson, now 3rd and goal at the 4. Pass knocked away, so 4th down here. We'll see what they do. And we go for the field goal and we miss it. Blankenship misses a 21-yard field goal And that would have made it a 2-possession game, a 15-point deficit. Cannot believe he just missed that chip shot. He was 3 for 3 in week 1, looked really good. And now the Saints will start here at the 11. Our offense just could not finish there at the goal line. Kamara there stopped in the backfield. Great play by Dietrich Wise Jr. That is absolutely crippling. Blankenship missing that field goal, but more so, you can't finish there. There's Gibbons now, big tackle for loss. And Kamara is not having fun here. 3rd and 13 now. Saints backed up all the way to their own 7-yard line. You got to get another stop here. The defense has come to play here in the second half, but offense just not getting any run support. Wilson from his own end zone going to step up, try and run for it. Wilson to the sideline, and he does get ahead for the first down. That's a crusher there for our defense. Thought you had to stop, going to force a punt, back deep in the Saints' own territory. But Wilson, he's made a lot of plays with his legs throughout his career. And Jamal Adams missing that tackle there, but not his fault. No one really there in that vicinity of the field. Great read that time from Wilson to extend this drive now down to the 21. And look it back for Kamara, and he's still bottled up here for. Now 8 minutes remaining here, 2nd and 6 at the 25. Wilson gives again for Kamara, a lot of space this time, as Jamal Adams brings him down there at the 37. Another fresh set of downs here for the Saints, as they'll go back to Kamara here, brought down there by McFadden. 2nd and 6 now at the 40. The Saints squeezing a lot of clock here, as they'll go back to Kamara, and a good tackle there by Jalen Thompson and Darrell Taylor. Just 34 yards for Kamara on 10 carries. The run defense has held up quite well. Kamara, like I said, over 100 last week. And the spellback here, he gets ahead for the first down, breaks the arm tackle, and fights ahead for the first. The defense just can't get off the field here on 3rd down. I think that's 3 now 3rd down conversions for the Saints. Now Kamara, this one to the outside. And a good play there by Jones, wrapping him up as that goes for 5 yards. 2nd and 5, now less than 5 left in the game. The Saints squeezing the clock here, doing a great job at that. Now here from the I formation. Back to Kamara. And he'll be brought down after 3. Another 3rd down here, 3rd and 2. And if you don't get it, they probably go for it anyway on 4th and short. 4 minutes remaining here. As they'll give it to Kamara, and he gets the first. Again, extending this drive and killing the clock. Another first down here at the 38. Johnson there in motion. Wilson gives to Kamara as he works off his blocks, gets 6. Wilson gives back to Kamara, and he'll be brought down after 2. 3rd and 2 now for the Saints. Another 3rd and short. Setting up these 3rd downs very well. Back to Kamara, and this time stopped short of the line to gain. And it's going to be 4th and 1 at the 29. And as I said, they will bring out the offense already 2 for 2, I believe, on 4th down. And this one will all but seal the deal. Salt Lake still with all their timeouts. And they get back to Kamara, and he gets ahead for the first. And it's the Saints, not the Snowhawks, that call a timeout, but I think it's actually an injury timeout. There to Cesar Ruiz. And only 1:16 remaining here. What do we have, like 8 minutes, 9 minutes on the clock when they started this drive? Worked it pretty much the length of the field. As Kamara, another carry. And I'm not sure why we're not calling timeouts here. And they're just going to let this one drain, it looks like. Now 2nd and 7. Go back for Kamara. As he'll be brought down. 3rd and 5 now. Still not calling timeouts. I don't get it. You still have a chance at least, getting some points on the board to get your offense back out there. And now 3rd and 5. This will be the last snap if they even snap it. And they do not. So our Snowhawks fall here 24-6. Not the best game. Our offense squandered some opportunities. Our defense was not good in the first half, but they really put it together in the second half. I don't think they allowed any points there in the second half, unless I'm mistaken on that. Russell Wilson was absolutely dominant in this game, as now onto his 4th team in his career. And, he's performed well with Pittsburgh last year, although they elected to go with Justin Fields this season, but signed a 1-year deal here with the Saints. And he now has them at 2-0, and he's among the passing leaders in the NFL at this point. Our Snowhawks fall to 1-1, as now we'll hit the road, go further south, and we head to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. Before we leave here, we'll take a look at the box score. McDonald, another very good game to start his career. 19 for 25, 216, 76% completion with that one pick. Benson 9 for 20, only 2.2 yards per rush, but did have a touchdown. Harrison Jr. 8 catches on 109. Mo Ali Cox 4 for 34, Tony 3 for 45. A sack allowed there at left tackle by Christensen. Isaiah Adams there at left guard. 10 tackles for Gibbons led the team. Elijah Jones with 9. A tackle for loss for a bunch of guys. Half sack there for Britt and McFadden. No interceptions, and Blankenship missed his only field goal attempt there from 21 yards out. Now we're here in Tampa Bay to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2-0 to start the season. They beat New England 21-19 back in Week 1, and then they handled the Falcons in their division opener, as the Buccaneers here at 2-0 are Salt Lake City Snowhawks at 1-1 here from Raymond James Stadium. And a lot on the line here. We own the Buccaneers' first-round pick this year, as we traded down from 4 all the way down to 23 in this past NFL draft, where we picked up a 1, a 3, a 5, a 6, and a 7, I believe. So a nice package we received there for our first pick in our franchise history. And then, of course, we used it to select Lucas McDonald. So he'll always have a link kind of, to the Buccaneers organization as we made that trade down. And we're going to watch the offense in this game. They start here at the 22-yard line. We'll sim defense in this game. 9 yards out of the gate there for Mike Evans. 3 yards for Bucky Irving. He's been very good to start the year. Another 7 now, 2nd and 3. And 11 yards to Dontavion Wicks, who they just traded for back in the preseason. Now 2nd and 2, 8 yards to Irving as they move the chains. A penalty there against rookie Caleb Patton, now 1st and 5. Another penalty this time against Isaiah Simmons, so a 1st and 10 at the 22 as they go 6 yards there for Godwin. Had a monster Week 1, 2nd and 4. They get the first down, 1st and goal now. As another 8 yards for Bucky Irving down to the goal line, 2nd and goal. And they get the touchdown pass there for Mike Evans. So the Tampa Bay offense here at home comes down right down the field, and they score. And we'll see if Lucas McDonald and our offense can answer, as we'll start here at the 30-yard line. A very good defense for Tampa Bay. Vita Vea, of course, eating running lanes there in the middle on the interior. McDonald, a quick one there. And so just go 6 yards to Mo Ali Cox. McDonald, 2 very good games to start his career. And as long as he just keeps getting better and better, that's all you can ask for from the 23rd overall pick out of Georgia Tech. We'll give here for Benson, and so get ahead for just 1. Now 3rd and 3 at the 37. After this game, we will have to set our our regional scouting, rather, as Vita Vea there heard us talking about him, and he collapses the pocket single-handedly, rips down Lucas McDonald as Tampa Bay comes out, forces a 3-and-out, and they're riding high here at home so far. Punting now from the 31. As a nice one there from Ariza, goes all the way down to the 8-yard line. 1st and 10, minus 2-yard rush there for Irving. Now 2nd and 12. 6-yard scramble there from Mayfield. Now 3rd and 6. And they go incomplete, so we forced a punt there. Crucial 3-and-out as they punt from their own 11. As Jack Browning, 62-yard punt, and we'll take over here at the 33. The offense will look to get something going here after McDonald took a sack, a 3-and-out to start. 2:17 left here in the first quarter, trailing 7-0. Jahan Dotson motions to the far sideline. McDonald on the fake. Over the middle, and that's almost intercepted. Antoine Winfield Jr. had it in the hands. I think McDonald was going there for Harrison Jr. as 2 players with their fathers, former Pro Bowlers in the NFL there, and Winfield and Harrison Jr. And I think that's Eckler motions out wide. Now McDonald there empty, sits in the pocket, fires to the sideline. Another contested target that time. Dotson can't bring it down. 3rd and 10 now at the 33. Harrison Jr. there in motion to the bottom of the screen. McDonald on the drop back. Going to try and scramble, steps up. Still running for it. McDonald trying to make a man miss there. Gets 12 and the 1st. We've seen McDonald use his legs, that time using them again effectively. Now 1st down at the 45-yard line. Harrison Jr. again in motion, goes back the other way. Fake there for Benson as a dump off there for Harrison. He gets 2. Harrison Jr. over 100 yards last week, and that's Steve Groves there on the bottom of the Tampa Bay defensive line on the stand-up. Their edge rusher, they selected him at 4 overall, so number 97 there is who they used to select that pick we traded. Another one there for Molly Cox, no gain. Peculiar decision that time for McDonald, as now 3rd and 8 directly under center. And so fake it, he's going to be sacked, brought down there. The play action is always a little risky, as now it's going to be 4th and 16. Diaby on the sack, and that'll force another punt here from Salt Lake City. Now Tampa Bay will start with it at the 20-yard line to start this second quarter. 28 yards there from Mike Evans. Now 1st down at the 48. They get across midfield. Now another 5 there for Mike Evans. 7-yard rush for Irving. Now 1st down, and we get the interception. Jack Gibbons, a 46-yard return on the interception. The free agent signing from Tennessee has been very good here to start his Salt Lake City tenure. And he gets the interception, flips the field for us now to the 32. As McDonald takes the snap. Gonna fling that one to the sideline, almost intercepted, knocked down. Another bad decision from McDonald. Jordan Whitehead there underneath to knock that one down. As it's now going to be 2nd and 10 at the 32. McDonald's decision making not the best so far in this game. That time we'll go underneath for Mo Ali Cox. That'll get the first. First down now up to the 42-yard line. Harrison Jr. will get the pitch there on the jet. Sweep that time, gets to the outside. He'll get 8. 8 yards there on the jet touch pass. McDonald only up to 26 passing yards now. That accounting for about a third of them. Now 2nd and 2, another fake that time. We'll give to Benson as he finds a lane. Benson now to the outside. As he'll be wrapped up there at the 38. Benson, I think, less than 20 carries in the first 2 weeks combined. Obviously a pass-heavy offense. As Tony now motions to the top of the screen. And McDonald going to try and scramble as he just barely does not get back to the line, sacked again. That was Canty on the sack, already the 3rd, I believe, for Tampa Bay in this first half. Now 2nd and 11. McDonald, a quick one there, dumps it off for Mo Ali Cox. That gets 8. 3rd and 3 now at the 31. 6 minutes left in the half. McDonald again over the middle for Mo Ali Cox, and he drops that one through the contact. And now going to be a 48-yard field goal attempt. See if Blankenship nails this one, and he does. He missed a 21-yarder in the last game, but here he makes the 48-yarder. And now Tampa Bay takes over at the 26-yard line. 11 yards there for Godwin. First down to the 36, 6 yards for Evans. Now 2nd and 4. Incomplete, 3rd and 4. And a penalty there on Isaiah Simmons. First down up to midfield now for Tampa Bay. 6 yards for Irving. 5 yards for Irving. First down at the 38. 6 yards to Wicks. Now 2nd and 4. Max Melton injured on the play. You don't like to see that. As now 5 yards for Mayfield down to the 18. 2nd and 5. 18-yard touchdown to Chris Godwin. And you know the Buccaneers just had to add on a little bit more here at the end of the half. As we'll take over here at the 30, 1:15 remaining. Salt Lake City now down 2 possessions, 14-3. 1:15 left in the half. You have all your timeouts. McDonald rolls to the right, going to just throw that one away. Now 2nd and 10, McDonald takes the snap. There's a man there. I think that's Benson, and that'll get 8. Now 3rd and 2, they do take a timeout. As McDonald on the drop back, flings to the sideline. And that was in the hands there of Kadarius Toney, but he couldn't hang on there. And now we'll have to punt. 1:01 remaining in the half, 4th and 2. And that's going to go all the way down to the 4-yard line. A very good punt there from Ariza, as this will go into the half. 14-3. The Snowhawks offense not really getting it going. We've struggled the past 2 weeks to kind of establish any sort of consistency. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, their high-powered passing attack, really taking advantage of us. As now we'll go to the halftime report, get some updates around the league. San Francisco division rival here visiting Tennessee Titans. And the Titans were the worst team in the league last year, and they now start 2-0. The 49ers, though, do lead 14-10 there going into halftime. And now we'll jump a little further south. Los Angeles Rams at the Jacksonville Jaguars, as we'll see the Rams, I think, next week. The Jaguars 0-2, probably set for 0-3, as the Rams lead this one 24-3. Mac Jones, the new quarterback there with the Rams, having a very good day against his former team, as Matthew Stafford retired. And now Miami at Dallas, as the Cowboys currently trailing here 0-2 as well for the Cowboys. Dolphins 1-1, and they're leading 16-10 here at halftime. Back to our game, though. Not a great one for our Snowhawks offense so far. Hopefully we can establish more consistency here in the second half. Our defense just giving up some big hits, as you would expect there, with Godwin, Mike Evans, Wicks, newly added to the passing attack for them. Bucky Irving emerging as one of the better backs here in the NFC. So hopefully we can get some scoring going, as we will start with the ball here to start the second half. I believe Cavante Turpin going to be on the return. Signed him as a free agent to be our return specialist this season. That time brought down at the 24. Not the best start to this game for McDonald. Kind of rattled early on. The Tampa Bay pass rush has gotten to him. There you see, I think, 3 sacks there in the first. That first one there to Vita Vea kind of set the tone. Diaby came home. Canty came home with one. And McDonald's kind of got to figure it out here and lead this team back, get some points on the board. Snowhawks starting here at the 24. A scoring drive would really set the tone for this second half, as Benson to carry that time, only 1 yard up the middle. 2nd and 9. McDonald goes back to Benson this time, finds a lane, and he gets ahead for 10. Only the 4th carry of the day so far for Benson. McDonald now directly under center. First down at the 35. Harrison Jr. there in motion. He will get it. And he's closed down there on the edge. Very good play. Now 2nd and 12. I'm going to go back to the run game here. I think Eckler that time for 3. Now 3rd and 8. Benson motions out there. McDonald sits in the pocket. It collapses, and he's going to be brought down again. This pass rush has been absolutely dominant for Tampa Bay. Bucs very good starting field position here at the 40. Prime spot to add on some more. 3 yards there for Mayfield, 4 yards for Irving. 3rd and 3 now. And they get the first down, 6 yards for Evans. 19 yards for Evans, downtown to the 28 as Mayfield sacked there by Isaiah Simmons. Now 2nd and 15, 6 yards for Irving. Now 3rd and 9. And 5 yards for Wicks. So we do get the stop there. 4th and 4 at the 21 will be a 38-yard field goal attempt, and that one is good by Chase McLaughlin. Now 17-3, as we'll start with it at the 30. Total yards I think is 274 to 67, advantage Tampa Bay. Tony there in motion as we do give to Eckler, and he doesn't really find anything. 2nd and 10 now, less than 4 minutes left in the 3rd. Mo Ali Cox there in motion. McDonald gives back to Benson, and he's stopped there in the backfield. Nothing doing. 3rd and very long now for the offense. McDonald out there empty, really no answer for this Tampa Bay defense. As McDonald backtracking, gets rid of it off his back foot, and that's almost intercepted. Another very poor decision, and this one is not looking good. A 71-yard punt by Matt Ariza goes out at the 2-yard line. What is going on? 5 yards there for Irving. Now 2nd and 5 at the 7. He gets the first down. Tampa Bay now at the 13. Penalty against Tristan Wirfs, so that sets him back 1st and 20 now at the 3. They get 1 yard scramble from Mayfield. 2nd and 19, only 2 yards to Irving. So now 3rd and 16 at the 7. And they get 14 yards for Cade Otton. But they are short, so 4th and 2. And we're going to have very good field position here starting at the 48-yard line. Down 2 touchdowns here at just about midfield. A short field to work with this time. You got to convert. You got to get something going. Tony now the man in motion. As McDonald takes the snap, swings it out for Tony. Good blocking there from Harrison Jr. As Tony gets up the sideline for 7. Total yardage now at 302 to 77. Let's just get over 100 at this point. 2nd and 3 now. Fake to Benson. McDonald rolls to the right and fires on the move. Has a man there, as that'll get 24. Jahan Dotson on the catch that time. And 2 backs out there, Eckler and Benson in the backfield. Dotson in motion to the far sideline. As they'll fake it, McDonald with it. Sling up the field, has a man open, and that's knocked down again. I think that was Harrison Jr. there in the sideline, trying to drop it in the bucket. Zane McCollum, a very good pass breakup there. As it's now 2nd and 10. McDonald certainly not afraid to shoot the ball downfield. Now sitting in the pocket again, has a man there, and that's going to be dropped by Kadarius Toney. 3rd and 10 now at the 30. Only 1 third down conversion for Salt Lake City in this game. Tampa Bay only with 2, but they haven't really faced many third downs. Fake that time to Benson. McDonald sits in the pocket. A low throw there at the feet, I think, of Mo Ali Cox. And now 4th and 10. I'm not sure what they do here. And they're going to kick a field goal. Going to be a 47-yard attempt to make it 17-6. Would make it an 11-point deficit. You need a touchdown with a 2-point conversion and another field goal, as that one is up. And that one is good, as Blankenship has hit from deep. 2 for 2 now in this game. Now the defense needs to get another stop here. 17-6. Mayfield there incomplete. Now 2nd and 10. 4 yards for Irving. 3rd and 6. And they get the first down just barely there to Godwin. And then Mika McFadden gets the sack. Now 2nd and 19. Incomplete. 3rd and 19. And they get 10 yards to Wicks. So stop short again. 4th and 9. They punt. And they punt all the way down to the 1-yard line. That is absolutely crucial here. I really hope we don't get the safety. I'm so nervous at this spot. Coming out in the I formation here at our own 1-yard line. Give to Benson, and he gets a little bit more breathing room, but not much. And now 2nd and 9. Benson, the lone back this time. McDonald going to throw, going to roll right. And he's going to be brought down for the safety. He has just been absolutely rattled out there today. I'm not sure what you're going for in that spot. You don't want to go on the move there with the defender on the edge. Joe Tyron Shonika has had a huge day against us. And McDonald has gotten punished down there as Tampa Bay extends their lead now 19-6. At least it still is a 2-possession game, although John Willis that time returns the safety kick there for like 20 plus. 22 there for Evans. Now 2nd and 8. Incomplete 3rd and 8 now at the 36. And they get a first down there to Wicks. 13 yards there for Evans. Now 1st and 10 at the 12. 2 yards by Rashad White. He's actually on the trade block right now. Now 3rd and 6. And Darius Robinson gets his first sack of the year, as they will kick the 28-yard field goal, make it a 22-6 game. It still is 2 possessions, as we'll take over here at the 30. 22-6, down 16 points. You need 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points, or 2 2-point conversions. McDonald over the middle of the field. That one a misfire as we hit the 2-minute warning. McDonald takes the snap. Over the middle, that one almost intercepted in the hands there of Willis. As it's now 3rd and 10. McDonald has not looked good in this game, nor has really anyone on offense. Fake there to Benson. McDonald fires are on the run, has a man over the middle of the field. And that's a nice snag, I think, there from Harrison Jr. As now we'll hurry it back. Taking over here at Tampa Bay's 46. Dotson in motion fake there to Benson. McDonald is going to fire that to the sideline. That's going to lose 4. Another bad one that time on his 4. This has just been frustrating to watch. Not a good offensive display. That time I'm going to go to the sideline again, as that'll get 4. So we get back what we lost. Now 3rd and 10 at the 46. As we hit the minute mark in this game. McDonald over the middle, and that's going to be dropped in contact. Dotson that time the intended target. As it's now 4th and 10, might be the last chance here. McDonald takes the snap over the middle, and that's going to be another one off the mark. He did have Harrison Jr. open, but just off cue all game. As Tampa Bay will come out of here 3-0. Another poor performance from Salt Lake City, more so from our offense. As we're going to fall to 1-2. Tampa Bay now 3-0 on the year. Todd Bowles doing a great job here with the Buccaneers, along with Baker Mayfield. After a nice Week 1 victory, our Snowhawks have now dropped back-to-back games in underwhelming fashion. It's been very, I don't even know what to call it, just not encouraging, to say the least. We have had our moments, but we just need to put together more complete play. But at the end of the day, still a very young expansion team, only into our 2nd season, still a lot of room to grow, and we will. A rookie quarterback, still incompletion around the roster, but a lot of flexibility in this upcoming draft with 13 draft picks, a lot of free agents. I think it's going to be a stronger free agent pool. So I think year 3, year 4 are really going to be the years that we take the next step. But before then, it's going to be bridge years and maybe a lot of bad games in between. But McDonald, by far his most underwhelming performance, just 12 out of 26, 89 yards. The pass protection did not help him. Benson only 6 carries for 22. Mo Alley-Cox 4 for 24. Harrison 3 for 34. 5 sacks allowed by the offense. Randy Samuels a rookie. Alley-Cox 2 there by Jonah Williams at right tackle. Cade Mays allowed 1 here against his former team. 10 tackles again from Gibbons. Tackle for loss from Maddox, Taylor, Robinson. 1.5 sacks from Robinson. 1 for Simmons. A half sack there from McFadden. And Gibbons, of course, had his first interception as a Snowhawk. And Blankenship was 2 for 2, both from 45 plus. So our Snowhawks dropped 6 points in back-to-back games. Not how you want it to go. And I think we will sim ahead to the next week. But first, we'll do our regional focus scouting, kind of go over this draft board for the first time. As we'll start here in the West, we'll view the prospects. And this scout has a tight end corner expertise. So really nothing here for quarterbacks here in the West. Nothing for running backs, nothing for fullbacks, wide receivers, a couple, but only 2, day 2 guys. A couple tight ends here. Ben Murray out of Utah, and I really would like to address tight end in this year's draft. Murray is 6'5", 248, vertical threat at 21 years old out of Utah. His physicals, elite to great there for jumping speed and acceleration. Great to good for agility, change of direction, looks good to solid. Not the strongest player, but already an A for awareness uncovered. And Murray, a projected 1st to 2nd round pick, maybe someone we target. We'll go ahead and add him to our board. And then Damon Curley here out of Arizona State, 6'4", 259. Very similar here to the last guy. Both 21 years old, both vertical threats, both similar size. And both there at the bottom left considered top fits here for our Snowhawks. Physicals elite to great there for agility, change of direction, and speed. Good to solid elsewhere. B pass block already uncovered for vertical threat, which is very good for a pass-catching tight end. So 2 guys there at the top of the draft who we might consider, especially when you consider we have 2 first-round picks, so we can kind of afford a luxury. And now a 6'6", 270, 21-year-old possession tight end with a catch in traffic. Again, we're considered a top fit. Not the best athlete considered to the other guy or compared to the other guys, but tremendous size here. 6'6", 270. That's like an extra offensive tackle out there who can catch the football. So we'll add all 3 of those guys: Utah, Arizona State, and UCLA. Now moving over to tackle. 3 UDFAs there for guard. We have 1 first-round center here, Justice Core at a USC, 6'4", 313. So a power offensive lineman, not really our scheme fit. Although for a power lineman, he did have C, run block finesse, which is pretty good. A bunch of UDFAs here for right guard, right tackle. At D end, really nothing too crazy. And last year, we poured so many resources into scouting D ends. I don't think we're going to go as heavy, but we will seek maybe a couple mid-round guys like Damian Spencer here, elite to great there for acceleration, change of direction, and pretty good otherwise as an athlete. B finesse move already, and we are considered a top fit for him, so he is considered a first-round pick. I don't know if we're going to go D end that early. Have another one here, Steve Fisher out of Stanford, but we're not going to really look at D end. At D tackle, CJ Daniels here from UCLA, B power move with that run stopper archetype, good size at 6'6", 308. Looks to be a solid athlete, nothing crazy. But this draft, I really want to target tight ends and cornerbacks, maybe offensive tackle in the first round, but just really none here in this region to talk about. Britton Schwartz here at outside linebacker, a speed rusher, B pursuit. Nothing really special there as an athlete, solid. But again, I think a first-round guy, we're not going to consider a first-round edge player, I don't think, unless someone there is just too good to pass up. So now here at corners, Patrick Darby, a corner out of Utah State, 6 foot 195, a zone corner, so not quite a scheme fit, but we don't really discriminate when it comes to the corners, especially if they're good. But his athletics don't look all that great, so I don't know if we're going to be in on Darby. If we're going to pick a corner in the first round, we really want them to be, a game breaker when it comes to athleticism. Darren Peel here, a 6'3", 185, day 3 corner, but with the deep press, we're kind of out on that. Going now to safety, Earl Riddick out of Colorado, 6'1", 205, B tackle, zone safety, and he already did have a draft story about him, but I forget exactly what it said, but it was good. He doesn't look to be the best athlete, but I think someone who's going to come back with very high traits, so Riddick maybe there at the end of the first, early second round, someone we consider, and then just day 3 guys here at strong safety. So with the 2 first-round tight ends in this region, that's where we're going to put our scouting here in the West region. I think at tight end, also David Richter, a good late-round guy. I wouldn't even look at these guys. Brett Foster has risen 18 spots already in the draft board. C catching 6'4", 258, although his athleticism is not good. But he did have good strength, but we're not going to add him to our board. But I think for West, we are going to set tight end as our focus scouting. And now we'll go over to Central. And our scouts' expertise in this spot is wide receiver and cornerback. So we'll keep note of that. And you see 2 top 5 guys here. Byron Snow, quarterback out of LSU, the top prospect in this year's draft. So both years so far in our franchise, LSU has had the top overall prospect. So far, just A for awareness. And it's shown the top fits for him. The Giants, Jets, and Seahawks. Hopefully not Seattle. Would not want to play against him twice a year. And then Dimitri Dupree, the top running back in the draft, at 5'11", 235 at power back here out of Baylor. And athleticism, nothing crazy. I don't know about a power back that high up the board, but what are you going to do? A couple other first-round guys here. And at quarterback, just Snow is really the only guy to note in this region. And out running back, they do have a couple guys here. The aforementioned Dupree, then they have Dontrell Dixon out of Texas. Avery Wiggins also out of Texas, so the Longhorns, a very good 1-2 punch there this season. This will take a look. Probably not going to go running back early on, but maybe later take a day 3 guy with some upside, maybe someone who tests well. Like Dixon doesn't look to be that great of an athlete just based on what they're telling us pre-combine. And then Wiggins here, a receiving back, so they do complement each other well. Elite to great for change of direction and jumping. And now to wide receiver. They do have a few guys here as well. Jerry Gilmore. I don't think we really need to focus on wide receiver, kind of like running back, maybe add a late round guy, but Gilmore, A for deep route, very good there at 6 foot 194, elite to great for acceleration, agility, and speed. So very good athlete, can burn the defense over the top. And a couple round 1 to 2 guys here, a couple later round guys as well. We'll go to tight end, see what we're working with here. The top one in the region, Taj Colbert at a Texas A&M. And for like every tight end, it showed us as a top fit. So I guess that's just maybe just goes by needs for each team. as he looks to be a solid athlete, but have to wait on him. Valentine has already risen 21 points on the board out of Southern Arkansas, 6'6", 275. Like, where are they finding these guys? But a D for run block, not too promising at that size. You would hope for a little bit more as someone who can help out as a blocker, not offensive tackle. Definitely areas we're going to target. Tim Hyde, the top left tackle with the C impact block. He is pass protector archetype. Nothing special as an athlete. So if we're going to go tackle, we want someone with a little more upside. With that Cole Albertson here out of Texas. 6'4", 308, pass protector. Nothing special as an athlete. Just D run block finesse. So probably not. Nothing here at left guard. UDFAs at center. At right guard, we have here Cade Moreland, top guard in the country. Another guy here out of LSU. They've been just manufacturing so many high-quality draft picks. Elite to great there for acceleration, agility, and strength. With great to good, change of direction, good to solid, jumping, and speed. So definitely an above-average athlete. Already with a pass block finesse. So a very promising start here for Moreland. I think we will add him to our board, as we certainly could stand to upgrade our offensive line really at every spot. Bradley Stoudemire already has A for pass block, but he is that pass protector archetype, 6'5", 312. Nothing special as an athlete, but not a bad one. Maybe someone we look to target in the later rounds at right tackle now. Morgan Lippett here out of Arkansas, projected first to second round, 21 years old. Really nothing great as an athlete. A for pass block finesse. So I think we will just add him to the board. That's a promising start, even though he's not the most athletically gifted. You like that A for pass block finesse to start, even though he is a pass blocker. And now here at left end, Titus Springs here, projected 1 to 2 round pick. A for tackle, 6'6", 303, 21 years old. Elite to great strength, nothing really noteworthy otherwise as an athlete. Right end, a couple day 3 guys at D tackle. Roy Matthews, 6'4", 304 out of Iowa State. C for power moves. Decent athlete, I guess, has that C power move as a run stopper, so a pretty good start there for him. At left outside linebacker, a couple guys here. Not going to go too much into linebackers. It's a really weak linebacker class. Although Dom Gilmore out of UTEP, 6'2", 260. He had a draft story on him. He did get hurt, but supposedly a really talented player. So maybe one of those guys who suffers an injury, that hurts his draft stock. He falls to the 3rd, 4th round, 5th round, whatever it may be. As an athlete, really not good. Pretty poor as an athlete, actually. But he is going to be a power rusher. So we would move him to D-end, D-man coverage. So you're not going to throw him back into coverage. So I think maybe a D-end in the later rounds. Someone we look to transition to a different position. And now at corner, we have Nick Goddard. A couple first to second round projections here. Nick Goddard out of Texas, DeAndre Weber out of Kansas. And also Donovan Davis out of Oklahoma here. So I think corner is probably the spot we're going to focus here. Goddard has B zone, elite to great change of direction. Great to good speed, acceleration with that B zone coverage. And he is a man-to-man corner archetype, so you got to think that man is also at least B. So I think Goddard looks to be a pretty promising prospect. Just hope he tests well. And now Weber here out of Kansas, 6', 203, 22 years old. Elite to great there for acceleration and speed. And then great to good for agility, change of direction. Looks to be a little bit better of an athlete with C block shed. You like that? And he does fit our man-to-man archetype. So I think both of those corners will add to our board. And they'll be involved there in that regional scouting focus. And now Donovan Davis, 6'1", 199 zone, 21 years old out of Oklahoma. Elite to great for acceleration. Great to good for change of direction and speed, but really nothing else besides that. A for block shed. You love that for a corner. So all 3 of these corners have something promising to start with now. Jaden McLeod out of Arkansas moving down a little bit as he's projected a 2nd to 3rd round pick. Already B for zone, which does fit his archetype. Really nothing special as an athlete. Now Jordan Turner out of Texas, 5'11", 205, another man corner. Has C and not great as an athlete, so probably nothing promising there. And then a day 3 guy, Tavares Hamilton here out of Arkansas. F for man coverage, so probably not good as an athlete. So we're going to set our focus scouting on corners, and that's really only for the sake of scouting Goddard, Weber, and Davis. So maybe with one of our 2 first-round picks, we select one of these corners. And then moving over to safety, just UDFAs, and then just 1 projected draft pick. So in the West, so it was the West where we had the tight end, and in the Central, we're going to focus on corners there, as in each of these regions, pretty much setting our focus scouting to just really focus on 3 different players. I don't know if that's the most effective way to do it, but based on our needs, based on what we're targeting in this year's draft, I think that's what is going to work best for us. Now over to the Northeast, and you see a couple quarterbacks here at the top. We already talked about Byron Snow of LSU, and then we have Aaron McClure here at Michigan State and David Witt here at Penn State. 2 other quarterbacks projected in the top 5. So that means there's 3 quarterbacks in the top 5, and we already have our franchise quarterback locked down. So that works out very well for us, as we can let all the other teams kind of work their way around the quarterback market, and we can just sit along and wait for the corners, the offensive tackles to kind of fall into our laps. But Aaron McClure, field general out of Michigan State, 6'1", 232, and we don't really have much on him. And then David Witt here out of Penn State, 6'4", 228, B for medium accuracy, 21 years old. Elite to great there for strength and throw power. And there was just recently a draft story that Witt and McClure went head-to-head, and the Penn State Nittany Lions won there as Witt defeated McClure there in their head-to-head. But moving down the board here to running back, Cole Langford out of Connecticut, 5'11", 224 power back. Elite to great strength, really nothing. The power backs are always they're never really going to have that great of athleticism. And now I have Antoine Barrett, 5'11", 204, elusive back out of Notre Dame. Elite to great for acceleration, great to good for speed. Really nothing else. A C spin move. Those are the only really first round guys. Trevante Reddick here, 5'10", 231 out of Michigan. Another power back, as you would expect. Elite to great there for jumping and strength, but he's already fallen 10 spots on the draft board. Over to receiver here, Pat Lewis, 5'11", 202 out of Ohio State. D catching traffic. He is a playmaker archetype, but 23 years old. Elite to great there for acceleration, but everything else good to solid at best. So Pat Lewis, not really a round 1 receiver, it looks like, from his initial look here. Skylar Goddard now out of Virginia Tech, 6'2", 201, F for deep route. But he is a playmaker. Athleticism, really nothing special. So these 2 receivers, top 15 guys on the board, but they really don't look like that. Ladarius Shields, another guy out of Ohio State, as Lewis here 11th on the board. Now Shields here 37th, as the Buckeyes continue to just manufacture stud receivers. Shields here, elite to great acceleration and agility, great to good, change of direction and jumping and speed. So he looks to be the best athlete so far of the 3. A C release at 5'8", 195, a round 1 to 2 guy. I think we'll add him to our board based on that athleticism. Now Joe Soto here, 6', 215 out of Toledo. Another playmaker, athleticism, nothing special though. And that's really it. We have a couple day 3. We're not going to look at day 3 guys quite yet. Nothing there for tight end. Now offensive tackle, we have Jamie McLean here out of Boston College. 6'5", 314 pass protector. C for run block, already uncovered. Elite to great for change of direction. Great to good agility, but everything else decent to marginal at best, really. So I don't know about McLean as a first-round tackle. We will monitor him, but not add him to the board quite yet. Nothing really here on the interior. Another round 1 guy, Mitch Floyd here out of Michigan. Maybe someone we draft. A for run block. 6'6", 315 agile offensive tackle, 22 years old. Elite to great there for acceleration, great to good agility, and good to solid down the board from there. So I think Mitch Floyd definitely someone we could consider, as he's ranked 8th on the board. And offensive tackle is our top priority this year. Donovan Jordan now out of Louisville. A for pass block, but he is that pass protector archetype, elite to great change of direction, but really nothing special as an athlete after that. But he is only around a 2 to 3 guy, so I think we will add him. And then going over to defense here, Joseph Chaney here at right end, 6'5", 298, F for finesse move, but he is a run stopper, so I don't really know about that. Maybe not as a round 1 guy though. Now D tackle, Tanner Ellsworth, 6'2", 320 at Notre Dame. C for finesse move, and he is a run stopper, so that's a promising start. Elite to great acceleration, great to good agility and strength. So Tanner Ellsworth, a scheme fit, and I think we'll add him to our board, even though we're not necessarily looking at D tackle, but if a good D tackle, good D end are on the board, I don't know if we're going to be able to pass him up. Now at corner, here's Chris Whitworth, 6'2", 203, and he is the top corner on the board. Projected a top 5 talent, has C catching so far. Great to good acceleration, agility, and speed, but the athleticism doesn't look too special after that, especially for a top 5 guy, but I think we just have to add him to the board just to do our due diligence on him. 6'3", 200 now, Jamal Stoutmeyer out of Ohio. B for catching, elite to great change of direction, but not really that great of an athlete otherwise. So 2 first-round projected corners in this region, but neither really look to be what we're looking for. There are a few day 3 guys here. Really, at this point, we can only go on physicals for these guys. Norton, really nothing special physically. What about Ellis? Already D for man coverage, really nothing athletically either. Then there's Jaleel Wise here out of Pittsburgh. Physicals, really nothing special, all just, good to solid at best. We're looking for great to elite. And there's also Jerry Mills here out of Ohio, as he has that slot archetype at 6'3", 189 RDD in zone coverage. Nothing that great athletically. So Chris Whitworth, I really had high hopes for him. I'm assuming his skills are going to be really highly graded. I mean, he's not a bad athlete by any means, but just not, a top 5 caliber athlete unless he makes up for it with like A man coverage, A zone coverage, whatever the case may be. But he is a zone archetype, not really our scheme. But when you have a chance to get a lockdown corner, you don't really care what their scheme fit is. And Stoutmeyer here, his physicals just do not look good at all. So I'm kind of out on Jamal Stoutmeyer as well. So only really one corner worth taking in this region. Then at safety here we have Marcus Dawson out of Ohio State, 6'1", 207 run support. Not that great of an athlete. C for awareness. Round 2 to 3 here, Kevin Randall, another Ohio State guy. As he doesn't look to be a good athlete, probably a poor athlete, to be honest. Nothing special. Now over to strong safety, and there is no one there. So I don't even know what our focus scouting would be in this region. Kind of tough. I mean, the receivers here, you have 3 round 1 graded receivers, but we're not really high on any of them. We do have Jamie McLean here, offensive tackle, and then Mitch Floyd and Donovan Jordan as well. So 3 offensive tackles, and Mitch Floyd may be our first selection in this draft if he grades out well. So I think Floyd we definitely want to scout more. There really was no one else besides Whitworth at corner, but if we really wanted, we could always scout him in our super focused scouting or even in our workouts at the combine. So I think offensive tackle here for the Northeast is where we're going to have to put our focus, even though that's not an expertise of our scout, but we just got to live with it. We'll go offensive tackle here for the Northeast. Now going into the Southeast, Calvin Lowe, our Tier 2 scout expertise in corner and wide receiver. As you see here, Delvin Barner, the top player in the region at offensive tackle. Definitely someone we'll consider elite to great there for acceleration, agility, and speed. Great to good for change of direction and jumping. And good to solid in strength. So looks to be a lot more athletic than Mitch Floyd. They're the other offensive tackle out of Michigan, but a D for pass block power. The skill is probably not going to be as good as the physicals. And I think it's going to be the other way around for Floyd. So it really comes down to, do we want the more athletic tackle or do we want the more finished product at tackle who is going to have good skills from day one? A couple outside linebackers, another offensive tackle here in Christine Cameron out of Florida. Just Florida. 6'4", 310 agile, does fit the scheme fit. And he's pretty much great to good in pretty much every athletic category. A for injury. So a few offensive tackles at the top of this class that I would like to take. Nothing here for quarterback. Around 1 to 2 running back here. Travis Gordon out of Auburn, 5'11", 198. Nothing crazy as an athlete. Now wide receiver, round 1 to 2 guy here. Terrence Webster, 5'11", 212 out of Vanderbilt. C for catching. He is a scheme fit at the playmaker, but nothing crazy as an athlete. And then a bunch of round 2 to 3 guys here. And if we're going to take a receiver, like I said, probably going to be like round 3 or on. Great to good speed here for Banks. Has C deep route, F for medium route. Not really in on Banks at this point. Jawan Richardson now out of Auburn. D release, 6'2", 196. Don't think we're really in on him at this point either. Caleb Donnell, 6'3", 220 out of NC State physical with C deep route. Nothing really on the physicals though. Dexter Peterson, another guy with size here at 6'4", 229, Tennessee. D for catching. And nothing athletically. So really no receivers in this region that kind of, tickle our fancy. Even Webster here, scheme fit, not really in on him too much. Now at tight end, Andrew Drummond, 6'4", 235. B for catching traffic. And looks to be a solid athlete. So I think we will add Drummond to our board, adding a lot of tight ends here. As I said, tight end, tackle, and corner. I would really like to get 3 premier players at those positions, and then I'll be happy. I think that's really all I need to be happy with this year's draft. Jared James D for spec catch, not really a good athlete. Rich Hoskins here at tight end, 6'5", 247. The first blocking tight end that we've seen. And he has that elite to great strength, but not good as an athlete, as you would expect. Really, the blocking tight ends are nothing to be desired in that category. So B run block here for George Hamlin, 6'5", 268 possession. Elite to great strength, so kind of more of a blocking tight end. And now we have Nicholas Lake here out of Alabama, 6'6", 261, another blocking guy. Elite to great strength, but nothing else as an athlete. And lastly here, Calvin Adams out of USF, C for deep route as a possession. It looks to be a pretty good athlete, honestly. So I think Calvin Adams, as a round 3 to 4 projection, will add to the board here. And now going over to tackle, we actually talked about Christine Cameron already. We'll add him. Left guard, UDFAs. Now at center, Joey Bush, 6'5", 319 center out of Alabama. Power archetype, but B for pass block. Looks to be a very good athlete as well. So I think Joey Bush, maybe the top center in this class, or at least one of them. We'll add him to the board here at right guard. We have Jason Pugh out of Vanderbilt, 6'3", 338 power. Elite to great there for change of direction and strength. Great to good for speed. An A for lead block. So even though he's not a scheme fit, I think Pugh has a good skill set to work off of. Now at tackle, of course, Delvin Barner will add. Also Wyatt Preston here at 6'7", 340. B for run block, power archetype. Not a good athlete though, but still around 1 to 2 projection. And Johnny Farmer here, day 3 guy. Elite to great for agility. Although the F run block power just kind of off on that one. Left end now we have Aries Burgess here out of Florida State. A for power move. He is a power rusher. Elite to great strength. Good to solid there for jumping speed, change of direction. And the A power move, you love that. 6'4", 265. Depending on his speed and strength, maybe someone we could put inside. So I think Burgess will add to the draft board as well. And a few day 3 guys here. We're not going to dig that far into the board at this point. Jabari Simmons, 6'5", 303 out of Georgia. Power rusher. Elite to great speed. Great to good agility. Looks to be a pretty good athlete with that C awareness to start. Round 1 projection. We'll add him to the board as well. Now Chris Mack out of Auburn. Round 2 to 3 projection. B power moves for a 6'2", 298 power rusher. 21 years old. Elite to great jumping. And pretty good athleticism otherwise. So Mack, I think, will also add to the board. Day 2 guy. Now over to linebacker. BJ Roan out of Tennessee. A speed rusher. Looks to be a good athlete. Elite to great there for jumping and speed. Good, great to good there for acceleration. Tier 3 there for strength. Although the D play rec, not really a good starting point from a top 10 prospect. J.R. Decker here, another top 10 guy. A speed rusher with B block shed, 6'4", 247. Elite to great jumping. Good to solid speed, strength, and acceleration. And someone that we would probably put at D end. We'll add him to the board. I think he's a little bit better of an athlete than Roan. And now at middle linebacker, we'll have Tyler Drew. I think he's the top middle linebacker in this class, even though he's around 2 to 3 projection. Looks to be a solid athlete. B for tackle to start. But as I said, a very poor class for linebackers. No one here at right outside linebacker. And then corner, we have a few guys. Jeff Underwood here, 6'3", 201, a scheme fit. A for catching, C for press. Elite to great there for jumping and speed. Good to solid for strength. Great to good for acceleration. And pretty good traits to start with, around 1 to 2 projection. So we'll stick with our corner focus in this draft class. Add him to the board now. Nathan Scruggs, 6'1", 188 out of Ole Miss. B man to start. Elite to great change of direction. Great to good jumping, agility, acceleration, and good to solid speed and strength. B man, B tackle. I think another guy will add to our draft board. 2 good corners it looks like so far. Justin Walker out of Clemson, another good size at 6'3", 207. Slot archetype, 21 years old. Physicals, nothing great. C for man, D for hit power. And then we have Zaire Lucas here out of Georgia. C for man, 6'2", 191 slot corner. And nothing great athletically. So at corner here, we have 2 promising ones here in Underwood and Scruggs. Now at safety, Monty Craver out of UCF. D man coverage. And the athleticism doesn't look too bad, though. So I think we'll add Craver to the board. Probably the only safety we have on the board at this point. Damon Finch here, around 1 to 2 projection. 6'1", 215 hybrid safety. Athletics, nothing crazy. Does have B block shed, though. Kenny Snell out of Middle Tennessee State. D-man. Nothing really athletically. So I'm conflicted on this region. Definitely not receiver, not tight end. Only the 2 guys we were looking at. Probably tackle with 2 top guys. We have Barner 6th on the board, then Cameron 12th on the board. So 2 potential first-round picks on offensive tackle. Same here with corner, though. But he's already an expertise at corner. So we're already going to get a boost here for corners and wide receivers. So I think like we did with, was it the Northeast? I think even though it's not an area of expertise for our scout, I think we still have to just go offensive tackle, get these top tackles scouted. And so that's a quick run through on our draft board here on year 2, our scouting and all that. I could just dive into that so much. So if you're like me, I could definitely do an episode, just talking about the draft class and our plans and scouting players. So if that's something you're into, definitely let me know. And I could definitely do an episode focused on scouting and the draft and all that. But for now, we're just going to simulate this last game of this episode here as we're at Seattle. We defeated them back in week 1, and they've now trampled out of the gate to an 0-3 start following a Super Bowl appearance last season. The defending NFC champions at 0-3, and let's see if we can make it 0-4 and avoid a 3-game losing streak. As we do get the win, we win 28-20 as we sweep the season series against the Seahawks, and we're going to end this episode 2-2 after back-to-back losses to start. We rebound here for another division win, so we're now 2-0 in the division. As we take this one 28-20, we got outscored 10-0 there in the fourth quarter, but it didn't matter as McDonald went 20 for 31, really similar to his week 1 outing against them. 245 passing, 1 touchdown, no interceptions this week, only got sacked once. And Trey Benson, 3 touchdowns, you love to see that, 17 for 59. Eckler had 3 for 16. Jahan Dotson got a carry in this game. He also had 8 catches for 90 yards and a score. Mo Ali Cox 4 for 51, Tony 3 for 45. Harrison Jr. just 2 for 21. Blocking, Cade Mays 1 sack allowed on defense. Isaiah Simmons led with 8 tackles. 1 tackle for loss from Wise Jr. 2 sacks here for Darius Robinson. He's really getting going. Darrell Taylor, his first sack after signing as a free agent from Seattle. Jack Gibbons, another interception. And at this pace, he might be up for Pro Bowl consideration. No field goal attempts from Blankenship. And that's another win here for our Snowhawks. So next episode, I think we'll go simulation heavy. We'll simulate the Rams here, the Panthers game. This is actually a Thursday night football here against the Panthers. Then we have a bye. We'll simulate through that, simulate through the 49ers and Browns game. And then I think we'll set up the next episode at Rams. And we'll have a full game looking for that one, as we had a home game in the first episode. And I think for our next full game, we'll hit the road for another division opponent, as we'll take on the Rams. Then to end the season, we'll have versus Titans at 49ers at Texans versus Commanders. I think we'll watch the Commanders game as well. They were the team we won our first game against last season, the first game and our first win in our franchise history. And then I'm not sure what we're going to do after that, but we'll figure it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. It was a really fun episode, even though we lost those first 2 games to start. Very poor offensive showings, but we came back. We swept the Seahawks in our season series against them, and we're now undefeated in the division, and now 2-2 on the season, already halfway to our win total from last season. So next time out, we'll open at home against the Rams, and we'll simulate a little bit into this year 2 season. But as always, everybody, it's been real, and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.